What is going on, everyone? Nintendo Fanatic 64 coming back with a new deck profile. It's been a while since I've done a video. I just haven't had the time to sit down and record, and I haven't had anything to go out and get to do any openings on. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and do a deck profile of a deck I built a little while ago, and it's okay. It's not the best, and if anyone has any suggestions on how to improve this deck, I would definitely take it, because obviously there's a lot of things that I'm sure can be done with it. But this is going to be my Magnet Warrior deck profile, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. If you do enjoy the video, I hope you do leave it a thumbs up. And like I said, I'm really hoping to get advice, so if anybody has any advice on ways to improve this deck, I will gladly take them. Just let me know down in the comment section. So with this, we start off with the three of the Alpha, the Electromagnetic Warriors. This one's nice because it lets you add one of the level 8 Magnum Warrior monsters from your deck to your hand. And then, of course, all the Electromagnetic Warrior abilities allow you to tag them out for any of the vanilla Magnet level 4, or I should just say level 4 Magnet Warriors. Before it was just the vanillas, but now they have a new one that they can tag into as well. So along with Alpha, we have three of the Beta, the Electromagnetic Warrior, which is nice because you can then add a level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to your hand. So a good way to help kind of get the cards you need to into your hand. And then we have three of the Gamma, the Electromagnetic Warrior. He lets you special summon a level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster, which is nice because if you get another Electromagnet, you can kind of normal summon Gamma, special summon one of the other two, activate their effects, and then you can go ahead and go into a rank 3 type of play. And now, of course, with this, I'm running. So those are the effects of the electromagnetics. And like I said, they allow you to tag out. So I have in here two of the Alpha, the Magnet Warriors, two of the Beta, the Magnet Warriors, and two Gamma, the Magnet Warriors. And then one card in here that I wish I had a third one on, but I only have two at the moment, is to Delta, the Magnet Warrior. Now, this was introduced earlier this year. What makes this one super nice is that when it is normal or special summon, you can send one level 4 lower Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to your graveyard. And then when this is, when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish 3 level 4 lower Magnet Warrior monsters, except for itself, and special summon one Valkyrion from your hand or deck, ignoring the summoning conditions, and you can only use, of course, the effect of Delta once per turn. So Delta, super nice in this deck. I want to find a third one, but in the meantime, I'm just working with two, which I can still kind of get out there. With, of course, the Electromagnetic Warriors, you can get out Berserkion, the Electromagna Warrior, which is just a nice 3,000 beater. And then, of course, I think he has an ability. Yeah, you can banish one level 4 lower Magnet Warrior monster from your graveyard, then target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. And let's see. And yeah, when this is destroyed, you can then special summon out Alpha, all the three Electromagnetic Warriors that were banished back to the field and special summon them, and so then you get to pop all three effects when doing that. And of course, with Berserkion, we also have three of the Valkyrion, which is, you don't summon it through its normal means, you only really summon it using Delta the Magnet Warrior's ability, but 3,500 attack, 3,850 defense, so it's a really hard card to get over for a lot of people on it. And then the only other monster that I'm running in this deck, which I only really use to help me make my rank 3 plays, is the Sentry Soldier of Stone. Now, considering most of the monsters that I use in this deck are rock type monsters, you can be, as long as the only monsters you control that are rock types, with at least one being out on the field, you can then special summon him from the graveyard. You can only use it once per turn, so you can't get them both out to make more rank 3 plays, but I'll show off my extra deck of the kinds of things that I like to do with that. Moving on to the spells, we have three of the Magnetic Field. Another good way, if you have some monsters in your graveyard and you want the Magnet Warriors or Electromagnetic Warriors, you have Magnetic Field. You can then, as long as you control one Earth, Rock type monster, you can then special summon a level 4 lower Magnet Warrior monster from your graveyard. And then, so that allows you to pop all the effects of the Electromagnetic Warriors, or even get Delta's effect going for you again. To try and find this, I, of course, have the one Terraforming. debating about bumping it up to 2 just in case, but I have had times where I've had like almost all 3 of my magnetic fields in hand, and it just does not work for me. And since we are running with the Magnet Warriors, and they all have the same like just different names, but like a lot of same levels, attributes, typings. I see a lot of people that run this at 3. I'm only running it at 2 right now. Is Ties of the Brethren. And if you don't know what this card is, you pay 2,000 life points, target one level 4 or lower monster that you control, and then you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn. You cannot declare an attack during this turn, but then you can basically target one of your monsters and then special summon 2 monsters who have the same ability or have the same type and attribute that the one that you targeted. So if you have out, like my best one I would say is like, you get out Gamma, let you get out a level, another of your electromagnetic warriors, or even Delta, then you can go Ties of the Brethren to get out the other 2 magnet warriors just to kind of help thin your deck out. Definitely can be helpful on it. So again, something I would not mind bumping up to 3, but I have to get a 3rd one before I can do that. For some, there's some fusion in this, so we run 2 polymerizations, very self-explanatory. I'm also running 1 Foolish Burial. I run Foolish Burial to try and help get excuse me, like the Century Soldier of Stone, or even some of my Magnet Warriors into the graveyard, so I can use Delta the Magnet Warriors effect as well. So it definitely has a lot of use. For draw power, I do have 2 trade-ins, because both Berserkion and Valkyrion are level 8, so if I have Valkyrion in my hand, I don't have a way of getting it out right away, because it's one I never really use. If I get trade-in, I can at least play it, ditch the Valkyrion, and add 2 more back to my hand. I'm running 1 MST just because I don't have any extra Twin Twisters. I can pull one out of my deck to put it in there, but I hate like trying to remember which cards I remove from other decks. So this would obviously be replaced with Twin Twisters if I had another one to replace it with. And because you do a lot of banishing in this deck, I'm also running 1 Burial from a Different Dimension. Definitely good to try and help you, especially with was it the Berserkion? You can actually add some of your targets that you can remove to activate his effect back into your graveyard for it, just to try and help you get it along. So that's why it's definitely nice. But that is my spells. And then for my traps, I don't really run much in the way of traps, by which I only run 2 traps, and that is Royal Decree. Royal Decree just negates all other trap effects on the field, so it's going to shut down things like Paleozoics. It can also slow down like a lot of other things, because like everyone usually tends to run like the Solemn Strikes and D-Berry. Now, D-Berries are more for like when people going against Zodiacs, but like still, you get the idea behind it. Royal Decree, just, I don't use traps, so why should my opponent be allowed to use traps? It will definitely help out from like Solemn Warning, Solemn Strikes, any of those just shuts them down immediately. So that does it for the main deck. Now let's go ahead and move on to the extra deck, which is fairly simple. We'll start off with our fusions. We have 2 of the Imperium Magnum, the Superconductive Battlebot. 4,000 attack and defense. Once per turn, you can basically just negate 1 effect on the field for it. And then when this card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon both Valkyrion and Berserkion from your hand or deck, ignoring the summoning conditions on it. So if it gets destroyed, you just get 2 additional, big monsters that are going to be hard to get through on it. And like I said, once per turn, just like say no to any effects that get activated. Because I am running the vanillas, I think I have a second one lying around, but I have to find it. But I am also running at least 1 First of the Dragon, because this is just by special summon with 2 normal monsters. So if I don't have, if I start off polymerization and then 2 vanillas, I can play it to get my First of the Dragon out there. Can only be destroyed by other vanilla types, and there aren't many vanilla types that are strong enough to go over it, sort of like Blue Eyes White Dragons and stuff like that. But again, since that's aside from using other card effects, the only way that can be destroyed, you can't be targeted as unaffected by monster effects, can't be destroyed by effect monsters in battle, so really you just have to find another vanilla to beat over it, which is not an easy thing to come by. So moving on into my shoot, dropping cards now. I thought I did. Alright, but anyway, moving on to my Xyz monsters. I have two Gorgonic Guardians, which is definitely nice because you can detach one and then target one face-up monster in the field, have its attack become 0, and then you can also destroy one monster whose attack is 0 once per turn. I'm also running one of the Super Quantal Mech Beast, Ground Pulse, which is definitely nice. 2800 defense, so it's really hard to get defeated by, and you can detach one Xe card in order to actually destroy one spell or trap card on it. So I don't really go into it for attacking purposes, but it's just a good way to try and help slow down back row cleanup. I'm also running one number 51 finisher, the Strong Arm. Not the easiest one to get out, but the way I usually do it is like, let's say, because it requires three level 3 monsters. So essentially, what I would want to do is I would have Gamma with one of my other Magnet Warriors. Doesn't really matter which one. And then let's say I have my Foolish Burial. I can Foolish Burial. My Century Soldier of Stone. So it's like, turn I can be like, okay, Gamma, special summon this, Foolish Burial, this into the graveyard. Oh, I control rock types, get that out, and then I can overlay all three into my finisher, the Strong Arm, which it's pretty decent. 2600 attack, no defense on it, but that's okay because he cannot be destroyed by battle. When it has battle, detach one Xe material and put one counter on the card. And then at the end of the battle phase, if this card battled and has 3 counters, I can destroy all cards that my opponent controls. So it's nice. It's not the easiest thing to get out. I don't get it out too often, and it is prone to things like regular monster like effects and whatnot to destroy it. So that's why it's like not something I always go into for it, but definitely something nice for it. Then for my last of my rank 3s, I do have one, number 17, Leviathan Dragon. Just a decent thing that can get up to 3,000 by the end of everything. So that's why I thought it was pretty nice. Give it a shot for it. I am running number 55, Go 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 Goliath. Just a good, adds another 800 defense. For all monsters that I control, and then I can detach to add one level 4 Earth Rock type monster from my graveyard, which is really nice because then if I have Delta in my graveyard, I can detach to add Delta back into it, and then keep going with that. Now, I did drop one. Now, I don't have the full Utopia package, but I do have, of course, the one Utopia, and I do have one Utopia Prime. I need a Lightning. That's the one. That's one of the extra cards I would definitely like to try and add into this, because, of course, Utopia Lightning is super good. But in the meantime, I do have also one number 98, I can't even pronounce it, but it's just another way that, like, when I get him out there, he just seemed like a decent card to add at the time. Obviously, its attack and defense is reversed from what normal Utopia is for it, but it's just something that I wanted to add. And then finally, rounding out the last of my extra deck, kind of standards in just about any deck nowadays, one Diamond Dire Wolf, and then one Castiel, the Skyblaster Musketeer. I'm only running 14 cards in my extra deck right now. Like I said, there is room for improvement on things for it, but that is essentially my Magnet Warrior deck profile. Let me know down below what suggestions that you would make, extra cards you would add, what play around with it. Obviously, these are not going to be the best things out there, but, just let me know what you thought of this, and I'm going to try to be back next week with another deck profile. I'm going to try to be sitting down recording more often, just so I have something to get out there for everyone. But I hope you all did enjoy. Like I said, if you do, leave a thumbs up, and feel free if you want to subscribe, where I'm going to be trying to get back into doing more recordings. I'm going to be trying to do more deck profiles, and I might even do some gameplay stuff on here as well, because that was my original intention when I first started this channel, but we'll see how things go. But thank you all very much for watching. You have yourselves a good day. Take care, and goodbye.